One of the important steps in regulating pianos is regulating or adjusting the hammer blow distance. Here we've got a view of the piano from above the hammers, so you can see the distance between the hammers. Here we've got the hammers, the front of the hammers, the part that strikes the strings, and right over here we have the strings. Okay, now having the correct distance between the face of the hammer and the string is crucial, and that's part of the regulation process. Now here we're going to first show you how to measure and check to see what the hammer blow distance is, and then we'll show you how to regulate that or adjust it if it's needed. Now in this here I've got a 6-inch stainless steel rule, which both has millimeters and inches up as close as the 32nds of an inch. And here we're going to show the distance from the hammer to the string, which would again be called the blow distance. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put my my stainless steel rule here down between the hammer and the string. As you can see, it's about you want to make sure that your ruler is going straight across, because if you have it angled like this, either down or up, that's going to skew the measurement for you. But as we can see here, we're looking at about 42 millimeters. Okay, or if I were to put my slider here on 42 millimeters, you can see that 42 millimeters is about the same as just a little over 1 5/8. Okay, or it's going to be 1 21/32. Now the exact amount isn't necessarily crucial as much as it is getting the hammer blow distance to be in line with what it needs to be in relation to the key dip, which would also be the aftertouch and the amount of lost motion in the key, or jack gap is what they call it. So that's but that's how to measure. Now this is a spinet, or I'm sorry, not a spinet, but a console piano. But on pianos like spinet and console pianos that have compressed actions, the general rule is it should be maybe around 1 5/8, which is what this is close to. It could be as little as 1.5 inch if it needs to be adjusted. But again, as a general rule, 1 5/8 is a good rule to follow, or at least a starting point. Now, if you find that you need to make adjustments to the hammer blow distance, the way to do that would be to make adjustments here where the hammer rail, which this is the hammer rail, comes down onto the action brackets. Generally there's 3 or 4 action brackets in a piano that the hammer rail rests on. Here we've got one over on the bass end, this one's in the middle, and then there's also one on the high treble end. So this one has actually 3 action brackets, and when you make an adjustment to one, you'll want to make sure you make adjustments to the others. Now, as a preliminary thing, as you're trying to figure out what your best hammer blow distance is going to be, what I usually use is a rubber mute, rubber wedge mute, and if I need to, usually what happens is the hammer blow distance needs to be decreased just a little bit. Okay, and what I can do is put my rubber wedge mute, and because it's tapered, okay, the further I put it in, the more it's going to prop it up. Okay, but there I can put it in a little bit. I can try my adjustments on a couple keys to find out what the best hammer blow distance is going to be, and then once I figured that out, then you can put shims to bring it to that point. And again, you can use sometimes you can use paper or cardboard key punchings. Front rail punchings are the best. Or you can put felt in there. This one looks like it's had felt added to it to make adjustment. In different thicknesses of felt. That's probably the best method, is to use the felt. But just putting the amount of felt that you need in there to get to that hammer blow distance that you determined was the correct amount that's going to make the piano play the best. So that's how you make adjustments to the hammer blow distance. And if you have any questions, just feel free to visit our website. It's howardpianoindustries.com.